Hey, good morning, guys. Man, it's a beautiful morning here in Blairsville, Georgia this morning, mile 31 of the Appalachian Trail. And so Mary just rolled in actually from Atlanta. She had a late run, a long run yesterday.
Yes.
She started around 5 p.m. from Hog Pen and made her way down to the Atlanta airport and had two riders that were going to the hotels down there, I believe, and then flying out today,
Well,
possibly.
one was going to a rental car, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
right
that's right. That's
nearby, the
right.
other
That's
one
right.
was
Rental
going to
car.
one of the hotels because they were flying
That's
out
right.
early this morning.
That was the thing, actually, was the rider for the rental
Mhm.
car. We had suggested some up here, but she was not sure about because some of these places charge you
Right,
$300 to bring
right.
it to another state. And I wasn't thinking that because it's a one way. So keep that in mind, guys.
hmm
If you do happen to need a rental car and you're going home or something, man, you need to drop it. Some of these smaller rental spots here, like Enterprise and stuff, will charge you $300 for extra on top of the whatever the fee is for the vehicle and
That's right. They
what
do.
deposit or whatever
hmm
it is. And so you would have to also pay the additional $300, and that doesn't come back to you. It's gone. That's it for dropping a car in
That's
a
right.
different area. So the woman actually went back to the airport because I don't think they do that down there. And there's numerous places to run from.
Right,
So,
right.
but that all makes. She just got in, man, and
Yeah.
we are doing this, the weather, water, and trail charter, and then she's heading back out to pick up our first rider. So, tell us what's up, man.
All right, I will.
All right,
Thank you,
thank you. You're
Donald.
welcome, man.
All right, good morning, everybody. Right now in Blairsville, it's 45 degrees and clear. We're going to have 60 degrees for a high today. It's going to be cloudy to partly cloudy. And then tonight it will be clear, 34 degrees. Winds today and tonight 10 to 20 miles per hour. Up on Blood Mountain today, we're looking at a high of 54 degrees. It will drop to 50 later on this afternoon, and it's going to be partly sunny. Tonight will be 34 degrees and clear. And the winds will be between 10 to 15 miles an hour today and tonight, with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. And now we're going to talk about the through hike registration. The numbers are rising daily. So, Donald, I'm going to turn it over to you. And if you want to talk about that for a minute and some other things we have going on out here. Oh,
Sweet.
also, I apologize. Before we head any further, water's still fantastic on the trails. So, no need to worry about long carries with lots of water. It's still really good out there.
That's some good
Now,
info. Thank
now,
you, man.
Donald. All right.
All right, sweet. Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
so we're going to start with the through hike registry. And for northbounders, we have 1,774, and we've gone up 16, guys. We've been steadily rising with the northbounders. Flip flop, we're looking at the same as 94. Sobo, 4. This is also, we are looking at March.
Yes.
And so I noticed here for March 1st, we were up past, it was like 676 yesterday or
Yeah,
something,
it was up
wasn't
there
it?
higher. Yeah,
Yeah, and
definitely.
so we dropped back down below 75. It looks like there's
Mhm.
74 now.
Yep.
But this definitely moves up and down daily, and people switching stuff up. Like you can
Yeah.
see the orange down here, which I believe are alternative flip flops, and they're starting to rise
Yep.
more and more. You see that?
I sure do.
Yeah, there's more orange showing up, and so super cool, guys. That's what we have going on for the registry. And yesterday we had a rescue. We had a hiker.
Mhm.
They had been sick, had gone from a hostel to a hotel, and then uh,
They,
stayed there
yes.
for about 5 days or
Mhm.
something. Went to the doctors, I believe.
Yes.
Why don't you tell the story?
Well,
Because you
went to the
actually drove them.
doctors
Yeah.
and were on antibiotics for
hmm
several days.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
ready to go back out
And
to
they
the
were
trail.
and they were both of them sick or only
No,
one?
just one. Just
Okay.
one.
Okay. And what was the sickness?
They did have bronchitis.
Okay. All
Yes.
right. And is that can that be spread?
It can be spread, but once you start the antibiotics,
Oh, it's not.
it you're no longer contagious.
Okay,
Yeah, so
all right.
once that started, you're no
Cool.
longer
All right,
contagious.
all
And
right.
they had been on the antibiotics for several days.
Oh, she was on them also.
And
Both of them.
no, just the
Okay. I
person that had been
apologize. Yeah.
sick,
Mhm.
and they were ready to get back to the trail. And
Mhm.
those were the folks that we were slack packing.
Sure, right.
And we had the pack, and then later on during the day, she had the wife had texted me saying that they weren't sure they could make it to the destiny of Hogpen Gap. So could we change it to Tesnity?
Sure.
So I changed it to Tesnity, and then a little bit later on, I received that she had pushed the Garmin for the rescue.
SOS.
Yes, the SOS. So that's what was going on there. And then once they were getting ready to come down with EMT back into Blairsville, she had messaged me, told me what was going on, and we delivered the pack over to the fire department where they were going to be. She was going to be brought in because I guess fire rescue, everybody was up there. And then eventually she was going down to stay into town. And he was actually admitted to the hospital to
What time?
watched over. Later in the evening, around, I would say around 8 o'clock, somewhere between 7 and 8.
Because
she was going back to the hotel and he needed further care.
So you continued to speak with her.
I did continue to speak with her.
So just another angle of this story. Give me one sec, man. So another angle of this story is my good friend Bill, man, works up at Mountain Crossings, and he texted me about 5:48 p.m. last night and told me, was talking about this rescue and said that they had gone in from Neil Gap and they were about a mile and a half up from the parking area at Neil at the crossings there, and they were about a mile and a half up, and they pressed the button up there, and the EMTs came up there and everyone, man, and they went up with a gurney and went up into the woods, and at 5:48 they still were not out of the woods yet. So they said that he was blacking out possibly, I think, and was really, it was a bad situation, I guess. But go on now.
I can give you a timeline as far as my messaging with the
Well, no, I'm just saying that, like, during this, man, this is what's going on too, because Bill left this story at about probably 5:10, 5:15, texted me, when he got a sec down at his house, man, which, it takes about 20, 25 minutes to get in your house, with a half hour from the top of the mountain down, whatever. He lives 3 miles down the road from us, and we're 9 miles from the top. We're 20 minutes from there, so he's about the same. So he texted me and told me that they were still not out of the woods at 5:15. So that sounds about right, dude. Getting them into out of the woods, probably like 6:30 maybe or something, dude. Get them into the rescue vehicle, hooked up, you know what I mean? Get them all set up in there, hooked up to the machines, heart, whatever they do, man. And then get him down to the hospital, and her situated about 8 o'clock. She said she was.
I know that I had continuous communication, because remember yesterday when I was leaving to do the Byron Reese, I took the pack, took it down and dropped it off about 2:30 p.m. And then she did continue to keep contact with me as much as possible. And I told her, of course, we were here if she needed us, because I mean, they're out here without a vehicle, you got to get around. And I guess somebody from the fire rescue place or the hospital brought her back to her hotel. So,
and it's not a huge, which one she go to, Seasons?
No.
She go over to Comfort?
Yes.
So it's not a real far walk. It's a couple miles, probably, maybe a mile and a half from the hospital to Comfort. But just a heads up, guys, like, it's really in close vicinity in Blairsville.
Yeah, everything's right nearby. Everything's in Waterloo.
I'm glad they brought him to Blairsville, dude, because I think that's a better spot for people that are kind of, they don't have a vehicle. She can still, she could walk right down. She doesn't need an Uber. She doesn't need a taxi. She can walk right down to the hospital, man. And like, everything's right there. You don't need another vehicle to get anywhere. So it's a good little town to be in if you're going to be, I don't want to say stranded, but like, if you have to be there for a few days, it's the perfect spot.
You have everything you need.
Yeah, man, definitely, dude. And there's a huge selections of like grocery stores and stuff to choose from, man. So you don't have to go to the highest price spot, man. You can actually, peanut butter at Ingles is like for this $8 for the same jar. Up at Walmart, it's $4. And so there's definitely a difference in prices. You know what I mean? But yeah, so this is a perfect time to be stuck in there, basically. So, but
And-
that's good. I'm glad they came here.
Yeah, and I do have to say,
Plus, we're here too.
right. I don't remember if it was when I left the person at the hotel that she had texted me, or when I actually pulled up into Nemo's Drive. But I do remember that she finally told me that she was settled. She was back at the hotel. They were keeping him in just to have, extra precautions. Sure. And, so that it was a good situation. Everything got taken care of. But yeah, she did keep contact with me throughout the entire time. And I just told her, we're here. If you need us, just say when, what you need, let us know. And, we'll definitely assist you. So,
okay, awesome story. That's a good story.
Yes, man. It is.
So that's what happened with our person yesterday that had to use the SOS. Guys, bronchitis, COVID, norovirus. It's out here. Be aware of it. Don't share the pens. Be super mindful that you wash your hands. Norovirus cannot be killed with hand sanitizer. You have to wash your hands, man. So while you're doing your gravity stuff, man, wash your hands too, man. Man, make it a routine. That way, you're not stuck like this. This is gonna be a week now plus, man. Oh my gosh, man, that must be. It's a lot of money, man, and some people just can't. Not everyone can afford that type of hit, man. So the people that are budgeting, man, and are that don't have a bunch of cash to blast off, like this is probably going to cost them thousands of dollars, man, by the time it's done. And so unless you have a good fat bank account, you're retired, and you don't even have to be retired unless you don't have a big fat bank account, man, or some credit cards to help you along, or whatever it is. You're going to get smashed with something like this. So be careful, be mindful, wash your hands, don't share stuff. Don't, you know what I mean, man? Don't touch things and eat and stuff, man. It's hard to not wash it, to wash your hands out. It's so hard, man. But just be careful, man. That's all. Be careful.
What I wanted to say also, along the line with injury sicknesses, the hiker that Jordan assisted the other day down from the mountain at Woody Gap that had injured himself. He went into town, got checked out. He's on the mend, but we got him back out yesterday.
That's right, we did. Yeah.
He's still a little sore. He told me he's going to take it a couple miles at a time, set up if he has to. He's not going to overexert himself because like when he coughs and moves a little bit, he still feels it. But he's on the mend. He's enthusiastic about heading forward, and
this is his third try.
Yeah, this is his third try. So he's really enthusiastic about getting all the way to Maine.
Yeah.
So he's back on trail too.
That was our injured man from Woody Gap.
That's right.
He's back on trail. Awesome. Yes. He feels good. Yep. We hope he makes it further.
That's right.
Third try, guys. And so that takes care of the sick hiker, the injured hiker.
That's right.
And and then we have no new news on the strange dude. We just keep our eyes and ears open, man.
That's right.
Could have been nothing too. I don't know. Could have been something. So let's just be aware. And I was actually thinking about that dude, Ice Pick, actually this morning. And so, do you remember Ice Pick?
Was he the one that was touching the girls?
He would get drunk or something, dude. And then like the women said that he was, I don't know what happened. He was abrasive and just like, didn't we pick him up?
We did.
And, what did you think of him?
What did I think of him?
This is the guy a couple years back, man, that was, that's 6:00. They're staying another day. Sorry about that. We have a text coming through. I had to mention it. So we'll do that in a sec. But, what was I just saying?
We were talking about the guy that had been.
Oh yeah, Ice Pick. And so Ice Pick was on the internet there for a minute. Was it last year or the year before?
This was about 2 years ago, because last year is when I shuttled him. So I think this was occurring in 22 or 23.
Yeah.
I believe. I could be wrong with the dates. Everything kind of melts together after a while. We see a lot of people. So, But
So what did you think of him? Now he was blamed for he was allegedly
like
or
opening tents, touching girls, women. Well, anyways, I picked him up at the Holiday Inn over in Hiawassee, and I took him, I believe, down to Atlanta
Atlanta.
Airport or
Yes,
somewhere
man.
down in there. And when he got in the car, we started talking, and we weren't very far. We were probably half a mile down the road, and he said to me, he goes, "I want to tell you who I am. This was my original trail name. Then it was changed to Pina Colada."
Oh yeah, that was right.
Yep.
Pina colada.
And he said, "I'm the one that was accused of touching women out there, of opening their tents, harassing women." And he said to me, he goes, "I did not do that." He said, "I want to let you know that." And he was very straightforward with me. I personally did not feel any weird vibe from him, because that I would have
Yeah.
gotten rid of him immediately. It doesn't mean he's guilty. It doesn't mean
That's right,
he's
dude. He
not.
could be super nice, bro,
Right,
but
right.
I heard when he drank,
Mhm.
when he started to drink is when this dude, his like alter ego or whatever it is,
Well, when you
come.
add substances in of any
Yeah.
sort, that can alter people's personalities and the way they
Personality,
behave and
yeah.
everything. So, I'm not saying he did, and I'm not saying he
No.
didn't. I'm saying that he did not give me a creep
Mm.
vibe, and I would not tolerate 1 second of it. I would have been right on the phone with you. I would have been stopping, but I was not. He was completely respectful our entire drive, and that's all I can say, because that's my only experience.
And so the thing is like people can be one way and then they get drinking.
Right.
And I remember like even older guys that I knew, man, like farmers and stuff, like when I was a kid, they'd say some of the just off the wall shit that I wouldn't even say today that I'm
Right,
older. You know what I
right.
mean? It's like, man, that shit is perverted. It
Mhm.
sounds perverted, man. It made me uncomfortable, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I
Right.
don't think some people just don't have that filter.
Mhm.
And it's like, dudes,
It makes me uncomfortable.
yeah,
when
man.
people
I
talk like
used to have a
that.
friend, dude, that or a few of them, like from high school and stuff, man. And a woman would pass by and they'd stare him down like a dog, man. And there's guys out there that do that. I don't hang out with them because it embarrasses me, and so I don't look at women like that. Never have. I don't think it's right. Um, to look at women like that, but to each their own, man. Whatever, man. But that type of stuff, man, like we have to all be mindful
That's
of,
right.
of what we're saying out here, especially, man. But anywhere in life, but on trail, man, it's like you're gonna scare someone and ruin their hike, man, because of the way you're acting,
Of
man.
course.
And you have to be mindful of what you're saying and how you're, because
Yeah.
people can perceive it as
Absolutely.
perverted or
Absolutely.
whatever. You might be with your friends at home, because a lot of people, when they get out here, they start to relax.
Yes.
And then you start to see their relax me. And then, some people don't even know how to be relaxed. They don't know what they're saying. They're socially awkward, man. And that's why they're out here too, man, is because, they're searching for something, man. But it goes back to, I was thinking about Ice Picking, his demeanor with you, and then what I saw on trail from everyone.
Right.
You know what I mean, man? It's like, how does a person switch hit like that, or switch up immediately to being a perv, or being the person like that with a negative vibe, or you know what I mean, that negative stamp labeled on you, man. Like,
that's right.
And it's it's pretty much like everyone was saying it. It's not just a few people, dude.
And
this is like, this guy was. I'm sure that people that are out here for a while remember Ice Picker Pina Colada, man. And she picks him up and he's fine. Well, he wasn't drunk. I think he just got out of jail, actually.
He did. And I'm not discounting anything that anybody said, not one little bit. All I can do is relate my experience.
And I wanted to say that, dude, for a reason, man, because your experience with him when you were riding with him as a woman alone in the vehicle, man, it's hard, man. And I was thinking about him, because people could go talk to this guy and he switches up, and he's this nice guy in front of everyone, but once you get him alone with a woman or a young girl or some man, or a young whatever, he's over there you know, you know what I mean, man? So I don't know, man. I was just thinking about that, dude, and like how it can play out, and you know, because I was talking to the lady yesterday
Yeah.
about Strange Dude, man, and she was so thankful that everyone jumped to it and took care and didn't like look at it as like this woman's just saying stuff, man. I'll blow it off, and it's like she was like, "I'm so thankful that you guys actually took me seriously and." You know, went further with it. She, you know, she did what she did, took the steps that they asked her to take, man, to, you know what I mean, dude? And what that does is it, no one's pointing fingers, no one knows anything's going on, but there is a report that was made that they have sitting there and they can stack it up with other stuff. So if something does happen out here, they can go back to this stack of reports, the few reports, and just keep, and then they can go in and do something. Because if a guy switches or a girl or whatever, they change. If they go out there and do a check and they see whoever it is and they act normal and they answer all their wellness questions perfectly, they can't take you out of the woods, man. They can't do anything. It's just they can't do anything unless you're doing or say something or you're harming someone or yourself or something, man, or they can't do anything. They just got to let them go, man. And so, you know, I don't, it's just a weird situation.
Well, we just have to watch each situation and go with the best information we have at the moment to keep ourselves and everybody safe. So trust your gut and what you're feeling. And if you don't feel well, you know, safe, just move on. Just move on, and we each assess the situation ourselves and keep each other informed. That's all we can do.
And that's the thing, man, is like, you have to say something, I think, and not point fingers, but just be aware.
Right. Keep
just be aware. Let's just see what's up with him. Maybe he's the coolest dude on the planet and didn't even know.
Right.
But maybe he's a diaper sniper too, man, or just a pervert, man. We don't know. Yeah. So we'll just keep our eyes open, man. All right. Next, what time is it?
It's 5:20.
Yeah, we gotta get moving here. Okay, so next we got if we have any more reports on Strange Dude, we'll give you guys more a heads up. So I think that we have Jordan with his car down.
Yep, we do.
And so he was down helping Nemo yesterday move some stuff, man, and he went to start his car up and the brush is just and so he had to have his vehicle towed to Toyota down there in Jonesboro. He stayed at Nemo's, and then it kind of put a ripple in our day. And so just all that stuff happening kind of was chaotic. But we pulled through, worked as a team, man, got Jordan set up at a place to get his car. He got it towed. It's going to be there 7:30 this morning. They'll start wrenching on it, man. And hopefully it'll be out later today. But we were able to call Brett Eady in, Such's Hiker Shuttle, over there in Such's. Number is 404-569-8776. Real good dude. His name is Brett Eady, and I think it's Such's Hiker Shuttle, maybe, or
something AT. Something that.
You can find him, man. And if anyone needs any information on him, feel free to ask us, man. We're definitely going to give you his number. He's a good dude. And as always, when we called him, he was ready to roll out. No questions asked. Didn't even care about money or anything, man. And Brett's old school. Well, that's how we take care of each other, man, out here. And I can't thank that dude enough, man, for saving us. Because he actually, we had 2 rides set up at 5 p.m., one at Hog Pen, one at Green Dragon. Mary was going to grab the hog, and Jordan was going to grab, because he had a hog pen, which were the sick people that were going to be there at 4:15 to 4:30. We were going to scoop them, bring them to Green Dragon, drop them there, and then keep on moving down to Atlanta. So Mary and Jordan would be in Atlanta almost the same time down by the airport. But what we had to do was have Brett scoot on over, pick up the Green Dragon at 4:15, scoot her up to Hog Pen, where Mary met everyone
That's
at
right.
5 p.m. and Brett sat there and waited with the riders to
Mhm.
make sure that everything was smoothed
right.
over, meaning he glazed the donuts for his two men. He didn't
That's
just ditch
awesome.
them off and say bye. And he
Mhm.
took care of the situation
Yes.
like we would want it to be taken care of.
That's right.
We've done the same for him,
Mhm.
and this is how it just all works. And it's a beautiful thing,
It
man.
is.
But
It
he
is.
definitely made it work, and
That's right.
he was there for us, and that's all that
That's
I
right.
can't. That's
We appreciate it.
yeah, man, definitely, dude, it's the coolest. And
Mhm.
so, all right, and so we were able to. No, there was no delay. There was no. Everyone got what they needed, and
That's
we're happy
right.
and got back to the airport, man. And without Brad, dude, it would have been a little bit rougher because Mary actually would have had to go to the 5 o'clock. She was coming up from Amicalola.
Mhm.
It's 1 hour from Amicalola,
That's
a
right.
little over 1 hour from Amicalola to Hog Pen. So 4 p.m. is when she left Amicalola. She would have made it to Hog Pen around 5:04 p.m. And then she would have had to have gone over to Green Dragon, which is more east, which is about 40 minutes east,
Mhm.
mountain roads and stuff, turning, getting people in the car, everything. So we would have
That's
gone
right.
40 miles east or northeast and then had to go back
Right.
southwest. And so that actually saved 40 and 40 pretty much, dude, would
Mhm.
be
Mhm.
80 minutes,
Right.
120 minutes. So an hour and 20 minutes was saved by Brett
Yes,
assisting us,
absolutely.
man. And not only that, it just saved a
Excuse me.
bunch of headache for everyone, the riders and everything,
That's
man, because we don't like mistakes. We don't think that anyone should have to bend for us, man.
Mhm.
So we make sure that we cover ourselves, man, when there's a
That's
problem.
right.
No, they didn't have to call anyone. We had it
That's
all
right.
lined up.
Absolutely.
So super cool, man.
It
Good
is.
times. But that's what's up. Jordan will be back on road hopefully today. And then we'll just keep moving through, man. So awesomeness, man. It's starting to really hit hard out here too, guys.
It is.
Definitely, bro. It's
It
hitting
is.
hard. All right, man. Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
I don't. Thank you very much.
Sweet,
But I'll have
guys.
more later on today.
All right, man. Thank you so much for listening, guys. We'll have more information for you later. I hope everyone has an awesome day. If anyone needs anything at all, we're here for you. One love. Peace.